Hello and greetings from Portugal, my enlisted unicorns. And once again welcome to AlucardPina's Trench. I hope that my first unicorn guide was useful for you, and that you master the pastoral art of AI, and how to use it to become more effective on the battlefield. Today we are going to talk about the two strongest tools, and most despised in the entire game, which are the map and rally points. A good 80% of players do not build rallies, much less know how to use the mini-map to their advantage, because they are too busy watching the game through a scope, playing Grey Zone Warriors and Cockpit Warriors games. Who are unable to help the team and trying to make use of what's inside their skulls. They may not know, but the skull isn't just for grow hair and to apply some good headbutts when we have more intense discussions and exchanges of ideas. Because my dear brothers and sisters in arms, doing the same thing 1000 times and expect different results, it's pure madness. So it's time to do something different, so we can have different results. Get hit in the mouth is educational and makes us stronger and better players, but only up to a certain point. If we cannot learn from our mistakes and bad results, it's because the problem is between the monitor and the chair, not in the game. I say again, the grind is big and sometimes painful, but the game gives us tools to ease the pain of the grinding. We just have to use them properly. Tanks and planes can help the team and bring good results, but only when the battlefront is stabilized, resolved, and kept on course for victory. My Grey Zone and Cockpit Warriors, you must have the good sense to see if exist conditions to use tanks and planes. If not, you have to help create these conditions by building rally points, playing infantry, and bringing meat to the point. Because jump into a tank or plane without thinking in the game, the team and in the victory, only prove your selfishness, lack of team spirit, and that you are a permanent loser. Have no fear, AlucardPina is here. With the help of my unicorn guide, you will reverse this situation, and you will see how easy it is to turn the game around. To begin with, you really want to have one engineer in all squads. It's for your own good. When the game starts, you press the M key to view the map. Don't become lemmings like the rest of the team, which opts for a frontal attack. Waste 5 seconds looking at the map. Try to be as ninja as possible, and go to the flank of the point, as close to the Grey Zone as possible, so you can catch the enemy with pants in hand. Prepare your ambush and start your hunt for the enemy rallies and tanks by not being predictable in your movements. In the battlefield, you are safe from the bombs of the Cockpit Warriors and choke points on the map. My trench brothers. Let's look at another good example which proves that the map and rally points are a deadly combo, which allows you to choose your battlefield and force the enemy playing by your rules. More map you control, it's easier to box up the enemy in small choke points. The rally point is a bottomless pit of easy experience and victories. After you have built your rally on the flank of your point, you go to the front of the battle searching for the enemy's nest and fight him, not being afraid to die. Play like a real warrior who seeks the way to the halls of Valhalla. If you can always park your AI safely nearby, you always have more chances to get revenge. After all, the squad system is one of the central and special things about the game. If we don't use it and discover her potential, we are being a little counterproductive. AI is not perfect, but if we are good shepherds her performance, it will be much better. Treat your AI well, and she will take good care of you. Or at least she has more chances of doing so, as the centerpiece of your squad and the path to victory is still alive. The engineer take the opportunity to do ammunition and build solid cover. Tank traps are super strong when they are well placed on doors, windows, and corners of buildings or other coverings. They are solid cover and don't get destroyed with explosives. Makes difficult for the enemy to use doors and windows, and they can catch a lot of grenades and tank shots. And for those who suffer at the hands of the gray zone warriors, if you build good rallies at around 80 meters, with direct and safe paths to the enemy's points and flanks, you can start hunting the enemy tanks before they reach the combat front. Even if they are hardcore gray zone warriors, you always have a way to get the smart guy with TNT, bazookas or anti-tank guns. You just have to use your imagination and skull, and with the help of the mini-map you will find the solution. And for those traumatized by the cockpit warriors, the same principle and solution applies to your problem. They will always drop the bombs to the front and back of the point, because they are the most likely places for the enemy to be. If you don't play like a lemming and predictable headless chicken, you will never have to worry again with the cockpit warriors. You might think that building rallies at 80 meters on the flanks of the points it is far and difficult to get to the point. Let me enlighten you on the issue. Everything that is predictable, it's dangerous and easy to backfire. Far is close, because you arrive to the point with the squad alive. Near is far, because the enemy already knows where you are, because you chose the fastest and predictable route. Now if you build the rally on the flanks and appear behind the enemy, they will not be able to understand what is happening, and when they get our understanding will be too late for them. Unfortunately, a big part of the games it's 1 against 90. And we have to be the ones that carry the team and show them the path to victory by opening the doors to the enemy flank with a rally or APC. And with the help of the team, you will be able to dominate the combat front. My enlisted brothers, understand this and understand it well. In this game, 1 tank or plane, it's equal to -3 to 9. Bodies in the point, -1 rally or APC in your team. To the scoped warriors, we apply the same mathematical form. Because being 200 meters away from the points and killing a bot every 3 minutes won't help your team or your grind. Now taking into account that in most games there is always an average of 3 vehicles, we are talking about 9 to 27 defenders or attackers, 3 rallies or APCs on your team. Now talking about another asset that the engineer has, which it's quite despised and misunderstood. The Ampulamet. It's not the best tool to kill, but it's very good to control the battlefield and force the enemy to look for other routes or waste time to deal with you. Try to bleed and stall the enemy as much as possible. But in most cases the enemy will soon jump into a tank or plane to come after you. But with the help of the mini-map and the use of the battlefield, he won't be very successful, and even if he succeeds to end your joy, your team ends up gaining a numerical advantage around the points, while he has fun playing Cockpit Warriors games. But if conditions are more favorable, the Ampulamet can kill a lot of infantry. As you can see, the engineer has enormous potential to easily make experience and win games. We just have to put them to good use. Play infantry to help the team. Learn the maps and battlefields. See the map and understand what you see. And prepare your ambush with the help of the line that surrounds you. When the battlefield moves and changes conditions, we have to do the same and try to build a rally as soon as possible to secure the path of victory and stabilize the front line. If you have anti-personnel mines, place some around your rally to defend it and serve as an alarm. Don't build anything close to the rally. The rally has to be as ninja as possible. And one more time, let's try to attack the flanks and rear of the enemy. Attack with speed, where the enemy is not waiting. Normally whoever has the initiative always wins. But no battle plan survives in contact with the enemy. We have to have the ability to observe, adapt and execute a new plan, taking into account the new conditions. Go to the points and flanks of the enemy and try to cause maximum damage possible and gather information about enemy movements and structures locations. Don't be afraid to die. Be true warriors worthy of a place in Valhalla. Because if you have a well-constructed rally on the enemy's flank, you can always come back to the point quickly. To increase your chances of winning and experience gains per minute, you should use the APC to explore another flank on the map and to create a new front on the battlefield, once again where the enemy is not expecting. The APC is the same as the rally, it's a endless well of experience and victories. He's just not that ninja. You should change the tank and plane slot to use an APC. Even if your mechanized attack is a one-way ticket, you will create new opportunities for you and the team to cause panic and confusion behind enemy lines. And if you're lucky, you'll find the enemy rally, which is normally built directly behind the point. As much as you like to be Grey Zone and Cockpit Warriors, you have to realize that at the end of the day, who wins the games is the infantry. She is the one who captures and defends the points and builds rally to help the rest of the team in the capture or defense of the points. It doesn't hurt you to get out of the tanks and planes, to touch the grass and build a rally to help the team and your grind. Because victories are always more 1.5 and your base experience along with the battle heroes you easily reach too. You just have to stop being selfish and permanent loser and start to help the team. And if the enemy continue to show resistance, you will explore the gray zone further and deeper, and discover the origin of the enemy nest. Once again, don't be afraid to die. Because if you're good to yourself, and to your grind, you'll always have a rally nearby to repeat the raid. Try to follow the signs and the tracks left by the enemy, try to merge with the battlefield like a true warrior, and find the ant trail that goes from point X to point Y. And investigates the origin of the evil that does not allow the point to be captured. You will most likely get a nice surprise and find an experienced pinata just for you. And you'll probably catch the enemy with their pants down once more. Summing up our hell march to victory. My trench brothers and sisters, I know that each person has their own style and way to play. I'm just trying to show you ways to make grinding easier and more fun. Because just like you, I also had to start from zero, being dominated by the enemy. Because I was still a rookie and made a lot of mistakes. I had to learn with my mistakes and with the enemy beatings, trying to gain knowledge through defeats and start reversing the situation to start dominating the enemy. Many of you tell that just play for fun. But my dear warriors, where is the fun in being an experienced pinata for the enemy, losing most of the games, having an anti-team behavior, or having to play 30 games to have silver to buy a weapon? Let's be honest and realistic, and recognize the fact that many of us do not play for the victory and for the team, which is a shame. Therefore, my enlisted warriors, let's reverse this situation and start being more friends with our grind and the team. And start getting out of your cockpit and iron coffin to touch the ground and grass to help the team, building rallies and bringing meat to the point. You will see that it is a good therapy for your gaming experience. My vision and content about the game may seem harsh and strange to you. But you have to understand that I'm a product of another generation. Go now, my little unicorn aspirants. Help the team. Play with winner's spirit and have fun. See you at the battlefield. And a brief goodbye from Portugal.